game in the books. The stadium's all cleaned up. The fans are refreshed and ready to go as we get set for the night portion of this day-night doubleheader between the Phillies and the Washington Nationals. It's also game 2 of this 4-game series. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Sarge is right around the corner, and we'll talk to him a little later on. Well, Cliff Lee will take the baseball one final time here at Citizens Bank Park. During the regular season, he's had one of the best home seasons of anybody in baseball, and these fans love him.
He loves to pitch in this ballpark, Tom. Everywhere we go, they want to know, why is this guy so good overall, not only in the home ballpark? Well, the reason is, watch. He keeps the ball out of the middle of the plate. He has been surgical for the last couple months, especially during the months of June and August. Right here in the game against Florida, up, down, in, out, using his curveball, changeup, cutter. It looked like he was on his way to another shutout before the home run by Lopez with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the 9th inning. Phillies finally won that game in extra innings. Cliff got a no decision. He had no walks and 12 strikeouts in that game. This is what he has done at Citizens Bank Park the 2 times that he's been here. Only the 5 starts back in 09, of course, here in 2011, 17. Look at the record this year, especially 11-2, an earned run average under 2, and in the postseason in 3 starts. Just an amazing job by Cliff Lee, who loves to pitch in this ballpark. When you see this guy, though, he just likes to play the game of baseball. It's fun for him.
And the other thing, too, the Phillies tonight are trying to end a losing streak. They lost game 1 of this day-night doubleheader. They lost the last 2 against the St. Louis Cardinals, so they're looking to get back on track. So they'll turn to Cliff Lee, who will take the baseball tonight. He'll be opposed by left-hander Ross Detweiler, who's making his 9th start of the year for the Washington Nationals. Well, it's camp night here at the ballpark. No Hunter Pence in game number 2, but they're still hoping for a good game and plenty of food. The lineups at first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota offers fuel efficiency you'll love, only better. By Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Xfinity, only from Comcast, the official HD triple play provider of the Phillies. By Citizens Bank, we're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. And by Independence Blue Cross. No matter where you are in life or business, we have plans that fit. Go to plansthatfit.com. .62 strikes, and he wound up getting a no decision in the ball game that was won by the Washington Nationals. They won it in 10 innings. So now he'll get a chance to sit and watch Cliff Lee, who's warming up on the mound. Let's take a look at the Nationals lineup that will face Lee tonight. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at shortstop is Ian Desmond. Batting second is the center fielder Jason Worth. Ryan Zimmerman, the third baseman, hits third, followed by Mike Morse in left field. Johnny Gulps is in right field. He'll hit fifth. Danny Espinosa bats sixth. Chris Marrero, the first baseman, will hit seventh tonight. Wilson Ramos does the catching. He'll bat eighth. And batting ninth and pitching is left-hander Ross Detweiler. And they'll face Cliff Lee Lee, the 33-year-old, is 16-7 and a remarkable 2.38 earned run average this year.
Remarkable is right, Tom. And as we talked about in the opening of the show, he has been unbelievable in this ballpark, really, since he's gotten here. Back in 09, when he only had a few starts, like 5, and this year he has just been tremendous again. Here's our Southwest Airlines scouting report on him. Just 4 earned runs in his last 64. 2/3 innings pitched, one of them with that 2-out, 2-strike home run that deprived him of a win and a shutout his last time out. And he has been surgical with his pitches lately. It's almost like he can throw it where he wants to when he wants to. Well, it's time for a Nissan Keys to yet another split doubleheader here. Well, can Cliff stay on that roll? Everybody hopes so. And, you know, Charlie was talking down there pregame radio show that we went out and did with him, and he says, you know, I don't plan on this team losing 9 more before they go into the playoffs that way. And they want to start to win a few games. And they're trying to put some things together, get some guys healthy, and get on a little roll before they get into postseason play. And why not start right now?
Oh, he's got the perfect guy on the mound in Cliff Lee to try to settle things down. He'll face Ian Desmond. Desmond was 1 for 4 with a run scored in the first game of the day-night doubleheader. And we're set to go. Carlos Ruiz lays down the signs, and the first pitch of the night is a fastball outside. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Hate to say it right out of the chute, but that looked like a pretty good pitch.
Well, I'm sure it's being said other places.
Line drive to left field, a base hit for Desmond, so he's aboard to start the first. So Desmond's on first. Here comes Jason Worth.
They have a pretty good looking right-handed hitting lineup here in this game. Starting with Desmond, and here comes, as you said, Jason Worth.
Worth in his 22nd game is the #2 hitter for the Nationals.
Almost like they forgot he was coming up. Remember the first game back? It was the anticipation, every move he made that night. Now it's like, all right, we basically told you we're not happy with you, but go ahead.
Well, and I think part of it, too, is that he's having a terrible year from his standards, and the Nationals are, you know, having a less than .500 season.
If there's any doubt about that, if they were ahead of the Phillies and Worth is coming in here on a really good year, it would probably be a little tougher.
Jason's batted all over the lineup this year. He's hit first, he's hit second, he's hit third, he's hit fifth most of the time. And he takes a strike on the outside corner.
And he's playing center field a lot now, too. Of course, he was a right fielder here with occasional games in center field when maybe Shane Victorino needed a rest or was out of the lineup. And he started out as their right fielder and has now moved to center.
Yeah, this is his 16th game as the center fielder for the Nationals. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. And you wonder, with Mike Morse emerging and probably playing left field more often than not, and with Bryce Harper rising and playing right field, you wonder if Jason Worth will play more center field in the years to come.
Well, he's a good outfielder. He certainly can play center field very well. You know, they won't lose a whole lot with him playing out there.
He did not play in the first game of the day-night doubleheader. And Lee is ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball hit towards short. That could be 2. Rollins to second for 1. Utley's turnover to first, dugout, and held on to by Mayberry. It's a 6-4-3 double play. Had to wait and see if Tim Timmons, the first base umpire, thought that Mayberry bobbled that at all.
Well, look how he threw him a breaking ball here, and he got out front and smothered it. Jimmy Rollins, a really good quick flip to chase, uses the bag for protection, and a little short hop there, picked out of the dirt by Mayberry. And you know, the umpire couldn't see, I guess, whether or not he had total control of it there because of the glove being down that way. But he knew the sound was an out.
Well, Ryan Zimmerman had the game-winning hit in the first game of this day-night doubleheader. In the 10th, it was a pinch hit single. Little looper to center. That was his only at-bat, his only appearance. Overall, he's hitting .291 with 12 home runs, 49 runs batted in his 7th year already with the Nationals.
Face of their franchise, no doubt about it. Now they're trying to add some more quality players, and you know, you don't ever want to have the worst record so you get the #1 picks, but they have, and they've done well with them, obviously, in Strasburg and probably Harper. in the long run.
A little high, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Zimmerman.
But then you have to sign them, and not all teams are able to sign for the price of some of these guys, especially when certain agents are involved. I think that's one thing. You talk about changes you should make in your game. You should be able to sign their #1 pick if you're the worst team. There should be some salary thing there where it's not ridiculous. And I can't believe they're not going to slot players eventually.
That one's off the end of the bat to left. Ibanez didn't see it right away, and he slides and he takes it on a hop. He tried to sell it, but the third base umpire Alan Porter went out there and saw it clearly. Second hit of the inning for the Nationals. So a 2-out single for Zimmerman keeps it alive.
Yeah, good call by Alan Porter. Had one of these in the first game with Ben Francisco, almost identical. Short hop like that. And hey, if you're the outfielder, try and sell it. Why not? You're not allowed to use replay on those, I think.
Jeff Kellogg's behind the plate. Tim Timmons at first, Eric Cooper at second, and the Philadelphia native Alan Porter over third. Mike Morse is the batter. Morse, since joining the Nationals, has hit 45 home runs. This is his 3rd year. Now, a majority of those homers have come this season, where he's had a breakout year with more games, more at-bats, more homers, more runs batted in. You name it. And he takes a curve for strike 2. It's 0-2.
Well, we talked a lot about him in the first game and that at-bat that he had, the difference in him. And he showed it. 2-2. Stutes threw him a pretty good slider that he used to swing at, and he would have been out. He took it, and then he walked, and he wound up scoring the winning run. Right there is the difference in Morse, especially with right-handed pitchers. I mean, he can hit lefties. He could hit him even when he wasn't, where you looked at him and thought he was an out in a lot of ways. But right-handers, they ate him alive.
Zimmerman leads off first. And a pitch low, a changeup, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Morse. It's a shortstop. Should be an easy play for Rollins. He goes the short way to retire Zimmerman. No runs, 2 hits, 1 man left for the Nationals. Cliff Lee has allowed now 4 earned runs in his last 65 2/3. Game 2, it's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Placido Polanco bats second. Shane Victorino hits third, followed by Chase Utley and John Mayberry. Raul Ibanez is in left field. He'll hit 6. Ben Francisco starts for Hunter Pence in right field. He'll bat 7. Carlos Ruiz hits 8th. And batting 9th and pitching, of course, is Cliff Lee. And they'll face left-hander Ross Detweiler. Detweiler making his 9th start in the majors this year, and his 14th appearance overall. 2-5 with a 3.76 earned run average.
Big guy, 6'5", 215-pounder. Now 24 out of St. Louis, Missouri, and he was a #1 pick. How about 6th overall in the country back in June of 2007? Another one of the #1s that they have. He has really good stuff, as you see there on the Southwest Airlines scouting report. But it's been a matter of whether or not he can command his pitches and channel all the good stuff that he has into being a winning pitcher. He's been back and forth as a starter and a reliever.
See his size, 6'5". He's listed at 185 pounds. And Rollins is ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. He's out of the same college that produced Ryan Howard.
Yep. And they both are from St. Louis.
Rollins 268 with 14 home runs, 59 runs batted in. He pinch hit in game 1.
A lot of players got into that game on both sides.
24 players used by the Phillies.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And the Nats used a lot too.
Swinging bunt up the third base line. Zimmerman gets on it quickly, and he throws out Rollins, 1 away. Ryan Zimmerman's a former Gold Glove third baseman who has problems throwing, although he's gotten better at it this year. And that kind of play right there, that doesn't affect him at all.
No, he flips the ball really well. He's had trouble throwing overhand. Right here, that play, he's tremendous on that. And you see, he can give that little flip, and that's a throw he's been comfortable with. But as Tom said, he has gotten a little bit better. Boy, he had the yips for a while.
Here's Placido Polanco with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Polanco takes a strike. Overall, Pauly hitting .281. With 5 home runs. And he lines that softly at Espinosa. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Bryant Lewis of Philadelphia. If the Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, and they had a 3-run home run in game 1, the Bryant will win $100. Two away for Victorino. Victorino at 286 with 17 home runs, 61 runs batted in. He's been struggling lately. His average is just over 100 during the month of September.
A lot of guys have been struggling lately. They just really want to try and get some kind of offense consistency going here.
That'll get it going. Hit it right on the nose, but it's caught by Ryan Zimmerman over at first. That's one of the hardest hit balls that Victorino's had in the last couple of weeks. Phillies go down in order. We go to the second. It's the Nationals nothing and the Phillies nothing. for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. 1 inning in the books. We go to the top of the second. Johnny Gomes, Danny Espinosa, Chris Marrero for the Nationals, who were 4 games, or make that 6 games, under 500 as play begins tonight. Nationals have talked about securing at least 3rd place in the National League East. They say it doesn't sound like much, but it's certainly progress over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it'll be hard for them to finish 500, but you know they're around it, and that is progress.
They'd have to go 8-2 in their last 10 games to do that.
They can do it, but as I say, it'd be a little bit tough.
Gomes takes low, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
They get the Braves next, I think.
They get the Braves this weekend.
Yeah.
Braves are underway in Florida and threatening in the first.
Boy, do they need to go out and take a lead, take a deep breath after last night. They have the bases loaded with 2 outs in the first inning. If they could get something done. If they don't, that's another one of those oh man moments. Boy, the news can tighten this time of the year when things don't go right.
And a called strike 3 for Lee. Strikeout number 224 for Cliff on the season. Oh, we mentioned it during game 1 of the day-night doubleheader that we're going to have another segment of Ask the Booth tonight. You can Twitter and send your question to Phillies, hashtag Ask the Booth. And myself, Wheels, and Sarge will answer your question as the night moves on. We answered one question earlier about what we would do in between games of the doubleheader.
Well, it was short time again tonight with that long extra inning game. Well, the game didn't go a lot of innings, but it was a long game.
I still marvel at how quickly they get the stadium cleaned up and opened up again for the second game of the day-night doubleheader.
Just a great job.
Espinosa hits one hard to deep right center field. That one's carrying right on out of the ballpark and into the Phillies bullpen. And it's the 3rd home run for Espinosa against Lee this year. It's 1-0 Washington.
Lee knows it too. He's upset at himself. Made a mistake there, but Espinosa, as Tom said, has hit 3 off him, and they are long ones too. The other 2 he pulled. That one, of course, he hit the other way, and that was deep to right center field. He left the ball on the plate there, it would appear. Good timing, got his foot down, and this guy is really strong.
And he knew it too, and it went, as we said, over the seats into the Phillies bullpen.
That's a long opposite field home run.
Chris Marrero takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Well, we mentioned it during the last inning. It's only the 5th earned run in 66 innings that Lee has allowed in his last 66 innings.
And 2 of them are solo homers. At least 2 of them are solo homers. The last 2 are.
Well, it's the lowest by any pitcher since Pedro Martinez for the Red Sox in 2002. And an ERA of 0.47 during that span. And strikeout number 2 for Lee. And it's an 8-game span.
And that was an outstanding changeup he just threw there. The thing about Lee that you marvel about is guys don't hit him because he has the ball out of the middle of the plate so much. And that ball caught a lot of the plate. Here, let's see. Here we'll get a really see where it's supposed to. Oh, look at that. That was a really good change up there. He probably would like it down even a little bit more, but still a good change up.
2 outs. Here's Wilson Ramos, 23-year-old, who the Nationals acquired from the Minnesota Twins in the deal that sent Matt Capps to Minnesota last year.
The Braves did not score in the first inning with the bases loaded.
Down the right field line, foul. That's going to hurt. Yep.
Oh, that had to hurt.
Good attempt, but that's going to sting for a little while.
Oof. That ball was moving.
Curveball and a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. Matt Capps went over to the Twins and helped them to the postseason last year. But with all the injuries that the Twins have had to Joe Mauer and Jason Morneau, you wonder if they would have liked to have kept this kid.
Yeah, probably. You know, Capps, they're going for postseason last year, and they won another bullpen piece. Figured they had catching under control, as you would when you have Joe Mauer.
He's out with pneumonia right now, and it just seems between he and Morneau that there's been one thing after another.
Things can change in this game. I think you have everything mapped out, and look out, roadblocks.
Grounded to shortstop. Rollins has been busy tonight in the first couple of innings. So Cliff Lee allows the solo home run to Danny Espinosa. Gets a couple of strikeouts along the way. We're through 1.5. We go to the bottom of the second, and the Nationals strike first. They lead it 1-0. Sixers, Unions, and Eagles. Get total 24/7 coverage with the most experienced team of insiders only on CSNPhilly.com. No matter where you live, CSNPhilly.com lives Philly sports. There's Ricky Metallico sitting next to CSNPhilly.com's online coach. He just looks like he'd get you fired up, Wheels.
He's perky.
Yeah, he's trying to get Ricky Bowe and Chris Coast, who's sitting behind there enjoying a beverage, trying to get them all fired up to go to CSNPhilly.com. Look, he's got a little energy going. Yeah. He has different clips that I've seen with Jim Salisbury, CSNPhilly.com insider covering the Phillies. He does a great job. Dean Lynham, who handles the Sixers. Tim Panaccio with the Flyers. Yeah. Ray Dittinger. I mean, the list goes on and on. In fact, I watched the press conference where he was trying to get things rolling. And there's the Fanatics.
Oh, of course. How could you not?
Thought he was going to fall off the chair.
Talk about energy. Yeah. Those two together, there would be a lot of energy there.
Bottom of the second. Chase Utley leads it off. And Chase takes a strike. Chase hitting .262, 10 home runs, 41 runs batted in. David Johnson took over earlier this season for Jim Riggleman, who had the team playing .500 baseball at the time.
Davey will be back with him next year.
Yeah.
You know, he has it. He has it. I mean, he can. But, you know, whether he'll want to or not.
I think he's going to want to.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They've got a lot going for them. They're on an upswing right now.
And he's a good manager.
And Davey knows how to handle people. And he's just got enough of the old school in him, I think, and also the understanding of how you have to look the other way once in a while. They didn't do that when he played, but you have to now to be able to deal with it. Because if you don't, you can't deal with it.
3-1 the count to Utley. Ball. Nope. I thought Jeff Kellogg was going to call that a strike. He waited a little bit. Chase was starting to go up the first base line.
Yeah, he was trying to sell the walk.
He had me buying. Backhanded by Marrero, and Detweiler is there just ahead of Utley. 3-1 on the putout. And here comes John Mayberry. Detweiler's been roughed up over his last couple of outings, which I guess is kind of the storyline for him. Last time out, he wasn't that bad, although he walked 3. The time before, in 3 innings, he allowed 6 runs. The time before that, in 6 innings, he allowed 6 runs. Now, 3 of those were earned. But he's had some decent outings, and he's also had outings where the other teams hit him pretty good.
Well, that's the thing about him is he hasn't had a lot of consistency, but there is tremendous ability in Ross Detweiler, and they hope they can get it from him. You pick a guy number 1, and you pick them that high in the draft. We mentioned 6th overall. I think a lot of them.
The ball's not hit that deep, and Morse coming in and makes the catch. Just hung up there long enough for him.
Well, he's thundering around out there, but he did a good job on that.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, we head to Boston, where the Red Sox have taken a 1-0 lead over the Orioles on a base hit by Adrian Gonzalez. A lot of folks feel like he could be the MVP in the American League, although the way that things have gone for the Red Sox, they may look elsewhere for the MVP, like Detroit for Justin Verlander, particularly if the Red Sox don't make it to the postseason. Ibanez dusted himself off in the first game and hit a 3-run home run as a pinch hitter. His 20th of the year, 80 runs batted in. Another 1-2-3 inning for Ross Detweiler. He gets his first strikeout of the night. He came in with a high fastball against Ibanez, and the Phillies go down in order. 6 up, 6 down. We go to the 3rd. It's 1-0 Washington. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, the question is, name the last Phillies player to have 8 hits in a doubleheader.
I know she didn't say layup.
Take that.
That's tough.
John DeSangro had plenty of time in between games to figure out a tough question.
Is it a long time ago?
Define long.
30, 40, 50 years?
Yeah.
It is back that far.
And that's the only hint I'll give you till the 7th inning.
Because I know a guy who got 8 hits in a doubleheader, but that was a long time ago.
Ross Detweiler takes a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Did he bask in the glory of that often?
He got so many hits he didn't talk about that particular night that much.
And a strikeout for Lee. He gets Detweiler swinging. 3rd strikeout of the night. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Braves have struck first in the top of the 2nd. Alex Gonzalez, I'm sure, did not hit a home run anywhere near as long as Mike Stanton's last night, but it's still a home run.
That guy's been hitting a lot of home runs lately, Alex Gonzalez. Yeah, Stanton put on a show last night. Amazing.
Ian Desmond singled his first time up, and Lee fires strike 1. Another gorgeous night. Another jam-packed house. Only 2 more regular season home games left after this. It's hard to believe.
Yeah. It's so nice the way you word that. Regular season. A lot of years around here you say, well, only 2 more home games left, and at the same time you're going, thank goodness. Not anymore.
Nope, it's all just starting again. Now the 2-2 pitch to Desmond, and he fouls it back. Jason Worth, well, last year at this point he'd be thinking the same thing. Not this year. Finishing up his first year in a Nationals uniform. And a call, strike 3 on the inside corner. Desmond do it. 4 strikeouts for Lee. 227 on the year.
Like a fastball. Yeah, I don't know that he cut that one at all. I think he threw a fastball and Desmond took it.
Here comes Jason Worth. Worth grounded into a double play his first time up. 0 for 1. Curveball line to right. Francisco's out there, and an easy inning for Cliff Lee. He retires the Nationals in order, 5 in a row since the home run. Now let's see if the Phillies offense can counter. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's the Nats 1, the Phillies nothing. by Citizens Bank. We're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW. And by Mazda. Zoom Zoom. Bottom of the third. Bottom third for the Phillies. Out at Ashburn Alley, things are happening as they normally are. Walking out there's not a whole lot of room to move around. That's when you know the place is jammed to the top. Budweiser rooftop is filled.
We had a lot of people here tonight.
Jimmy Rollins, or excuse me, Ben Francisco leads it off for the Phillies. And he takes high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Francisco started game 1. Hit the ball hard a couple of times, but didn't have anything to show for it. That's to shallow right field. A long run in for Gomes. He's not going to get there. First hit of the night for the Phillies.
They had him playing way over in right center field, and Gomes couldn't get there. That's the ball that Jason Worth would have caught if he were playing right field, with the way that he can cover ground out there. See, Gomes, he does all he can, but look where he started. He started out in this area. I mentioned he's way over in right center, and even that ball had a lot of hang time. He couldn't get there, but a guy like Worth would close that ground fast.
And you always wonder when you're an outfielder, what ball should you dive for and make an attempt for? That might have been one where you could have left your feet. Just because it's the leadoff batter, you're up 1-0. Espinosa was there to kind of back up if you needed him. Carlos hitting .280 on the year, 6 homers and 36 runs batted in. Fouls it away, 1-1. In the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. Carlos is 2 for 6 against Detweiler. Overall, Detweiler's 0-3 against the Phillies with an ERA of 6. That's coming into tonight's ballgame. Line drive center field. Worth started in and is able to make the catch.
See, that's an athlete.
Yep.
Can make a mistake like that and then outrun it. He knows. It's like, whew, was that close to second and third? Nobody out. That ball, you know, the tough play for a center fielder is that bullet hit right at you like that. And he's got those big old long arms, so he's able to reach up with the glove. If he's 6'2", he can't catch that. But 6'5", yeah.
Well, now Cliff Lee, lefty on lefty. Lee, a .211 hitter with 2 home runs this year. And he stays in there and whacks it foul. It's 0-1. Phillies trail at 1-0. Nationals scored a run on a home run by Danny Espinosa in the second.
Usually don't bunt with Lee unless there's a left-hander out there. Charlie, a lot of times, even in, you know, I mean, if it's a crucial bunt situation, different. It's a 3rd inning. If that's a right-hander, a lot of times he'll let him hit away there with the hole on the right side. But a left-hander, thinking about trying to get him over for Jimmy Rollins and maybe a 2-out RBI. Get those fingers out of the way, though. He hurt himself a little bit last one time.
Once that one hard at Zimmerman. What a play by Zimmerman. They're going to turn a double play. 5, 6, 3, or was it 4 on the double play, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. We go to the 4th. It's 1-0 Nationals. Which perform as brilliantly as regular paper. Who but W.B. Mason? Oh, the Nationals just turned a pretty good double play on a bunt attempt by Cliff Lee, started by Ryan Zimmerman, who's set to lead things off for Washington here in the top of the 4th. He made a heck of a throw to second to Ian Desmond, the shortstop, who then exchanged it over to first to Chris Marrero. It goes down 5-6-3. Here it is. Watch this. Sarge, look at this. Look how athletic this is.
Well, he's already coming in. You can see him running there. Watch him throw on the run. Dead run and right on the money. Though he's gotten pretty good at throwing on the run. He doesn't like to be stationary, but that particular play, you had to be on the run.
And it is 5-6-4. 5-6-4 on the double play. It was Espinosa. I thought it was Espinosa, but Marrero was in the neighborhood. Time is called. I don't know if Carlos Ruiz got a cramp or something. He jumped out of there pretty quick, didn't he? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's not a good thing right now.
He's taking a little walk out. Mark is coming out.
Mark Anderson, the Phillies athletic trainer, coming out to check on Ruiz. Hunter Pence in game 1, who says he's fine, which is great. And now Carlos Ruiz here in game 2. Looks like he's saying something to Polanco. Charlie Manuel's about to walk out. There's Brian Schneider. And Brian's going to get up and probably get his jacket off and go get some gear.
Well, you don't want to see those type of little nagging type of injuries.
Right there. Something happened. Oh boy. He's walking back toward home plate. Obviously, anytime something like this happens, they don't want to take a chance this close to the postseason.
Yeah, Carlos not really wanting to go out. Charlie explaining, hey, there's a bigger picture here. Yeah. So if you do have an injury, let's kind of take care of it now, as opposed to really hurting something. Don't know exactly what it is, whether or not it's a groin or anything like that, but could have been just a cramp.
He's saying he's okay.
Mark Anderson asking and making sure, hey, you okay? Got to make sure now.
I would have to think that this might be his last inning.
I'm sure they're going to ask him, and Charlie's consulting Mark Anderson right now, talking about it.
Ryan Zimmerman takes a strike. It's 0-1. Zimmerman lined a single to left his first time up, so he's 1 for 1. Change up, strike 2. It's 0-2. Carlos taking a look at Zimmerman's feet to see where he's set up. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit toward third. Hit hard, but it's there for Polanco. First out here in the fourth.
This guy's just a good hitter. I mean, just about every pitch you throw up there, he's squaring the ball up. Usually tries to hit the ball exactly where it pitched. That was a curve ball that he's kind of stayed back and not right at the fielder. Ball would be a base hit.
Sarge, what do you got going? What's Mike Morse got going on here with the way he steps into the box?
Just reminding himself to be slow. Slower your feet, faster your hands are going to be. He's had an extremely good year, almost like a breakout year for him.
It's definitely a breakout year. He goes through this every single time he goes to the plate. And he's strong. He flares that one down the right field line. Francisco will let it drop in. He tried his best to get there, and it turns out to be a one-out single.
Yeah, nothing he could do about that. That ball hit off the end of the bat.
All right, Sarge, we're doing another Ask the Booth segment tonight with our hashtag Ask the Booth at Philly Phillies. Here's our first question. Had one earlier today. Who has the best breaking ball you have ever seen? From Kenny Ayers, 8. What do you think, Sarge?
Very simple there. And two guys that come really to mind. I would have to say Sutton and also Burt Blyleven. And both of those were from, 12-6.
That ball went right on past the glove of Chase Utley. Chase is not happy right now.
No.
That'll be an error charge to Utley in some capacity. So it's fielder's choice. E4. Credit and assist to Placido Polanco.
It's a play you're probably not going to be able to turn the double play. And unfortunate, that's just a ball that normally he's going to catch 10 out of 10 times. Not able to get that one. See how the ball kind of made that little move back? That ball is low, but I think that's a throw that he should have been able to catch.
Well, now Espinosa, who homered his first time up. Got Morse at second, Johnny Gomes at first. And the pitch is low. All right, so Blyleven or Sutton, you said either one of those. If you had to choose one, who would it be?
I'm going to go on and say, I'm going to say Burt Blyleven.
Okay. I think there'd be a lot of people that would agree with you on that. What about Doc Gooden?
Doc Gooden had, his best pitch was his fastball. And again, the curveball that he had was a good curveball. Not as tight as a Burt Blyleven, starting almost at the clock there, 12, and coming on down there to 6.
Get towards shortstop. Rollins over toward the hole. He won't get anybody. Everybody is saved. Credit Gomes for hustling to second. And the bases are now loaded with one out. Really nothing else that Rollins could do on that. That'll be a base hit for Espinosa.
Anytime that ball is hit in the hole, that runner at first base, look how large a lead there Gomes has as he gets the ball, kind of deliberate there. Bam, gets there way too late. Well, you're not held on. You're able to get as large a lead as you want. Ball hit in the hole, very difficult to get the runner at second base.
So Marrero now the hitter with the bases loaded and 1 out. Phillies will set up to try to turn 2. And a strike by Lee. Strike 2.
Doesn't necessarily have to throw a strike here. Get the ball out of the zone. Maybe get a strikeout. Fastball cutter inside.
He went upstairs, and Marrero too enticing to lay off. 5 strikeouts for Lee.
Boy, those hitters get anxious. You got 2 strikes on them, trying to protect the plate fastball out of the zone. Well, those are the pitches for Lee. I mean, he gets early strikes on them. We talked about it before. Sometimes he throws too many strikes, meaning hittable strikes, after he has early strikes 0-2.
Trying to see his way through this bases loaded situation. And he fires a fastball a little high, 1-0 to Ramos, who grounded out to short his first time up. So he's 0 for 1. One nothing Nationals. A home run in the second by Espinosa. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Yankees are shutting out the Rays 4-0. Curtis Granderson has 3 RBIs. Chopper back toward the middle. Rollins gets there. His throw to first in plenty of time, and Lee works out of a bases loaded jam. Now Jimmy Rollins knew it was a catcher that was running, so once he got to it, he could casually fire it over to first. Phillies trail at 1-0 as they'll try to get the offense going at the top of the order. Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. Well, bottom of the fourth, Phillies offense, let's just say, has been struggling lately. Cliff Lee is allowed a run on 5 hits. He just worked out of a bases loaded jam. And he's hoping his team can get some runs going against Ross Detweiler.
Oh, that was big, being able to get out of that inning there, the way things were going, and not giving up a run. It just shows you what type of pitcher Cliff Lee is. Though he can use some runs. Yes.
Now the Majestic Clubhouse door is your home for 2011 NL East Champions locker room caps and t-shirts. It's open daily from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. or call 1-877-GO-PHILS. Jimmy Rollins will lead it off now in the bottom of the fourth. Ten of the last 11 games, or make that 11 of the last 12 games, not counting tonight, but counting earlier today. Phillies have scored 3 runs or less offensively. Now, Sarge, the Phillies have assured themselves home field advantage. They've won the division. They're having the best year of anybody in the National League and Major League Baseball. But is there a cause for concern having scored just 3 runs or less in 11 of the last 12?
Well, you don't want to panic in this situation, but just about for me all year they haven't been scoring a lot of runs. Therefore, you got to be able to manufacture runs, being able to have a double, get them over, get them in even without getting a hit. And I think once they start doing those things, it's going to loosen them up a little bit more. Well, it'll be a little easier for them. But right now, it's pressure. When you get a man on second base, you're trying to drive them in. They haven't been scoring a lot of runs. More opportunities they get, however, the easier it would be.
Now, I would think that once the lineup is settled, probably this weekend at some point against the Mets before the postseason, then you have everybody in there where they're supposed to be. Maybe that'll change the way they go about what they're doing offensively.
Well, I'm just hoping that they continue or try to hit the ball hard. You hit the ball hard 3 or 4 times, you're going to get a couple of hits. You don't do that, very seldom are you going to be able to get 2 or 3 hits during the course of the game. Just doesn't work like that.
Well, it's 1-2 now. The count to Placido Polanco. Off the end of the bat, that's going to drop into right center field. Second hit of the night for the Phils. Polanco takes a wide turn around first. So a 1-out single, and here comes Victorino.
Victorino hit that ball hard his last time up. Line drive right at Zimmerman, the third baseman.
Eric Kratz has his shin guards on. Now, he caught game 1. I think he just has them on because I'm sure Carlos Ruiz, if he wasn't able to continue, it would be Brian Schneider that would wind up catching. And Brian sitting on the bench talking to Lee. Here's Victorino. And he grounds it to third. That could be 2. Espinosa with the turn, and it's a 5-4-3 double play. Second straight inning. The Nationals have turned a double play to finish up the 4th. So Detweiler has faced the minimum through 4. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 1-0 Nationals. season with the latest team updates with reports from home and on the road. Experience counts. Philly Insider, there he is. Jim Salisbury, only on CSNPhilly.com. Jimmy was running around before the ball game, getting set to do some reports. He was down on the field, and he was overwhelmed with the camps that were coming along the warning track. Carlos Ruiz still out there as we go to the top of the fifth, so it looks like he's okay, which is good news. Ross Detweiler will lead it off for the Nationals. This guy's allowed 2 hits on the mound, but he's faced the minimum because he's got a couple double plays.
Pitcher's best friend. A double play ball will get you out of a lot of trouble.
Opposite way, a nice hop for John Mayberry, and he'll run it to the bag. Well, we head back to our Ask the Booth again at Phillies. Hashtag Ask the Booth to pick out another question. And this one: when Nats play at Citizens Bank Park, is Worth still allowed in the Phil's clubhouse? Mecca Kimmerstein. You know, I think he did go to the clubhouse one time, didn't he? Yeah, well, you know what? They'll go in, all of the players, before they've, even if they've been traded, they'll go into the clubhouse. I mean, they've had a close relationship over the years. It's only really competition between the lines. Right. And even before the game, Jason, and this goes for when Matt Stairs was in Washington or any other Philly, you know, they'll always meet up behind the backstop during batting practice. Back in your day, you didn't commiserate with the other team that often, did you? No, not at all. That ball hit in the gap there. Just want to cut it off, keep him from going for 3. He thought about it, but he stops at second. 24th double of the year for Desmond. Well, that ball looked like it was hit off the end of the bat, right in the gap, however, as it rolls all the way to the fence. And Banez getting the angle, thinking about it, breaks it back down and gets to second. Well, here's Jason Worth. 0 for 2. He's grounded out to shortstop into a double play, and he's flied to right. Pretty good placement. Sure is. Fastball in, then a fastball away. Well, one of the reasons Jason hasn't been able to hit for an average this year, keeps changing his batting stance. Sometimes he has his hands really low, sometimes a little bit high. A lot of times you want to just stick with has been successful. That's a good pitch. It sure is. Right on the inside part of the play. Worth goes down looking. 6th strikeout for Cliff Lee. Don't know exactly what he was looking for. Probably something off speed, but yeah, you got to be able to swing at this pitch. Take a look at it as it's coming in. Cutter, he jumps back. Carlos not moving the glove. Still a tough hitter in Ryan Zimmerman to get here in the top of the 5th. Zimmerman takes upstairs. He's 1 for 2.
Everybody complaining on the ball that's on the inside. Zimmerman thinking that's not a strike. However, they go back and check that out to see whether or not it's a ball or a strike. They'll realize it was right there.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I wondered about that, Sarge, if they went back, if they go, oh, okay. Now that one was a little in tight, so it's 2-1.
You know, one of the reasons he'll throw that cutter in there that moves further inside, then he's able to hit the inside corner. Got to be able to pitch in and get strikes. Ooh.
Two and two the count to Ryan Zimmerman. Lee has his signs and the pitch. Grounder left side. Rollins will charge, takes a nice hop, throws across the diamond, and Mayberry applied the tag, but Zimmerman was already across the bag. 6th error of the year for Rollins, and he doesn't make many of them.
Well, you don't see those type of errors, the throwing errors, but again, when you do that, your pitcher's going to throw extra pitches like Lee's getting ready to do now instead of being there on the bench. Ball not hit very hard, comes in, no problem with it, just let the ball go on the side, got away from him. Mayberry trying to put the tag on him. See, comes right over the top and the ball sails on him.
Well, it's a good call by the first base umpire, Tim Timmons, because I don't think John even got Zimmerman.
Well, if he did, he was on that bag.
Mike Morse takes low and in. It's 1-0. Phillies have the best defense in the National League, the best defense in baseball. And they've committed 2 errors tonight.
Still needs to make a quality pitch. He wants to throw a strike. You got to make sure it's the pitch that he wants.
That's the pitch he wants. .74 pitches for Lee so far. By the way, that error by Jimmy Rollins, when do you think the last one was for him? I wondered about that. Carl Graver just told us.
I don't ever remember him having a throwing error, and especially one that would be that way.
How about June 12th?
Oh, boy.
June 12th. That was his last error. 2-2 the count to Morse. And the pitch. On the hands, that's a foul ball.
One of the other reasons that makes Jimmy Rollins at shortstop so valuable, if a fan picks a ball, is that he doesn't make a lot of errors. And usually that routine play that he makes, usually makes that all the time.
Zimmerman will be off and running from first. Desmond leads off third. 3-2 the count with 2 outs. Top of the 5th, a 1-run game. And the pitch. Breaking ball popped up. Mayberry gives it a look. He's over toward the camera well, and it's out of play.
Good job getting over there as fast as he can and then being able to look up. Good pitch by Cliff Lee. Ball in on the hands. See, that little move there just reminds Morris of really what he's trying to do there. You see, he takes a deep breath, kind of relaxes you there as a hitter. You're not as tense. That was the cutter that he threw on him there again. Ooh, there's that little deep breath and just reminding himself to be slow as he strides toward the pitcher.
Got him. A changeup up in the zone. Morse is down swinging. 7 strikeouts for Cliff Lee. He leaves 2 here in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit. There was 1 Phillies error. Lee's allowed 1 run over the first 5. And again, hoping for some offense when we return. TBS. The excitement begins September 30th with the Division Series on TBS. Legends are born in October. 1-0 Washington. It'll be Chase Utley, John Mayberry, Raul Ibanez. 4, 5, and 6 for the Phillies. This is usually the spot for Ryan Howard, the 4-hole. Chase is usually hitting 3rd. Ryan is tied right now for the National League lead in runs batted in with Matt Kemp, but he won't be in the lineup for the next couple of days. Received a cortisone shot yesterday in his ailing ankle, and hopefully that'll take and he'll be just fine as we get set for this weekend against the Mets. Chase lifts it to right. Johnny Gomes was playing back there, 1 away. Oh, we take another question for Ask the Booth. Again, it's Phillies hashtag Ask the Booth. What song would Sarge want to have played as he walked to the plate from Jersey Girl 61? Come on, Sarge, think back.
That's a tough question there for me, because usually you'll use that song for, motivation. One of my favorite singers I'm going to throw out there, and I'm sure you're going to know the tune there with Marvin Gaye. What's Going On, okay, is what I would play. For no other reason than I like Marvin Gaye, okay?
I'm fine with that. It's your choice. It's your song.
I know that Barry Bonds used to play Danger when he was coming up.
Swing and a miss by Mayberry, 0-2.
And it was Danger.
Ryan Matson, when he comes in, has Journey playing in the background. Said he had success with that song on the road one time when he was pitching. They played that song, so he just took it with him and used it here at home.
Ryan, a little different than most of the pitchers you'll run into.
And a called strike 3. Mayberry down looking.
Not a good call.
2 strikeouts for Detweiler, and that'll bring Raul Ibanez to the plate. But we'll take a couple more questions as the night moves on as we look at this pitch. Oh boy, that's low for a big guy.
It's borderline too, though, low and coming in, and maybe a little bit too close to take with 2 strikes. Got to remember that. You get 2 strikes on you. You want to be able to make that out, not have that umpire call you out on a close pitch.
There's Ibanez, so Mayberry gets himself ready to go back in the field. So we said we'll take some more questions as the night moves on. We won't be able to get to all of them, like what we like on our hot dogs. Sarge.
Is that a question?
Well, I mean, it's one of them that was thrown out there. There were some funny ones thrown out there, Sarge.
Well, very simple. I mean, you got to have them the way they do in Chicago. We call them Chicago dogs there. Mustard, hot peppers, onions, tomato, fries, and your Diet Coke.
2-0 the count. On the hot dog?
No. I mean, just mentioned that. I'd have a Diet Coke because it's one of your favorite drinks.
That's right. Got to balance it out.
Well, after you've had the fries, of course.
Well, the other question that we saw was Wheels mad about the champagne bath the other day from Frank Kopenbarger. No, he expected it.
And you know, he looks forward to that. I mean, it's kind of his day in the sun, so to speak. I mean, he really likes to shine.
Everybody got a good laugh at it.
He's a good sport about it. And let's face, he did a great job. I mean, the questions that he asked.
Back toward the middle. Espinosa takes a big hop. Banya's hustling all the way. And he's just barely thrown out. 4-3 on the putout. That's the question. Did he enjoy it? Well, Greg Castriano in the back certainly did. Frank Kopenbarger did as well. Faster than any team in franchise history. Cork popping never gets old. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Now more than ever, we're here for you every step of the way. Well, you talk about something that never gets old. Watching that celebration and watching Hunter Pence come jumping into the clubhouse after the Phillies clinched the National League East. They also have clinched home field advantage throughout the postseason. Trying to get to 100 wins. They're at 98. They trail tonight 1-0 as we start the 6th. Cliff Lee has thrown 80 pitches so far. And Johnny Gomes takes a strike. It's 0-1. Orioles have taken the lead over the Red Sox. That game's in the 3rd. Yankees still lead the Rays 4-0. Over in the National League, the Braves are shutting out the Marlins, and the Mets lead the Cardinals. That game's just underway. 1-2 the count to Gomes.
Cliff Lee trying to get that low strike called.
Called strike 3. That's a beautiful pitch by Cliff Lee. 8 strikeouts tonight, 231 for the season.
Boy, difficult pitcher to try and guess with. You just got to kind of look for it and try and drive it as he sneaks his cutter right down there on the knees. Oh, Carlos just puts his glove out there. Lee just hits it. I mean, he's not even moving around. That's what you like as a catcher and really as a pitcher. Gives a good target. You know, not trying to move the ball back. He's just hitting that target.
Danny Espinosa has provided the only spark tonight for either team, an opposite field home run. That's the difference so far.
They got that ball in on him.
Opposite way, that's going to be another hit for Espinosa. It's his 3rd hit of the night. 3rd rookie second baseman in Major League history to have 20 or more home runs. That's remarkable. Dan Uggla, Alexi Ramirez. Uggla hit 27 in 06, and Ramirez hit 21 in 2008.
Well, that's why this club is going to be a difficult club over the next couple of years, just because of players just like that. I mean, you're building your club around Zimmerman, their 3rd baseman. They got some pitchers that are coming up that's going to keep them in some ball games.
They have to play better defense, though, Sarge, up the middle.
There's no question about it. I mean, even the game we have right here with the Fighting Phils, you know, one of the reasons they've lost some of the games is because of the poor defense. And when you have that, difficult to win. Don't want to give these teams extra outs.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, up to Boston we go, where Nick Markakis has 2 hits and an RBI. The Orioles lead the Red Sox 4-3. Again, the Red Sox lead in the wild card is dwindling, but the Rays are losing to the Yankees. That'll slice back over toward Utley's side of the field.
Notice how J-Ro went right to the bag. These guys know each other so well. Very simple. Ball popped up. It's on the side where Utley is. His side. He takes it. On the other side, J-Ro takes it. It's right up the middle there. J-Ro will have the call. Usually the first one will get there. So they don't have a problem in colliding with each other the way a lot of other fielders would.
Line drive, base hit for Ramos into left. It's the 8th hit of the night for Washington. The pitcher Ross Detweiler will be the batter. Cliff Lee does not have a 1-2-3 inning tonight, except for the 3rd when he got 2 strikeouts. Every time the Phillies retire the opposing team, 1-2-3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity HD Triple Play, your complete lineup for digital TV, lightning fast internet, and home phone. Detweiler's 0 for 2, and it's 0-1.
Well, usually you got a pitcher pitching the way that Cliff Lee is tonight. Usually your team have a little bit more adrenaline flowing. I mean, he's putting all his heart into it. You're saying to yourself, hey, man, we got to get this guy a victory. We got to get him some runs.
Oh, 2 the count to Detweiler. The pitch. I think there's a pretty good chance he wanted that pitch.
That ball there, I thought he just a little bit inside, but he had it. You want him to be able to throw those balls in there, not over the heart of the plate there. Much better pitch.
Back toward the middle, a base hit for Detweiler. Around third, heading for home is Espinosa. The throw by Victorino, and it's not in time as he slides and knocks the foot of Ruiz out from under him. And it's 2-0 Washington.
Wow.
The opposing pitcher picks up his first RBI of the year. Ramos went to third on the base hit.
Oh, this one really hurts as he throws a ball right on the inside again. That ball going right there up the middle. Thought Victorino really had a chance at third base runner going into third, and he is safe there. Even if he catches it, thinking Espinosa would have been in there.
So now the top of the order with 2 outs in the 6th. That one again back toward the middle, an easier play. Utley flips to Rollins, so the Nationals score one more on the RBI single by Detweiler. That gives Detweiler and the Nationals a 2-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the 6th there in Philadelphia. Francisco, Ruiz, and Cliff Lee due up for the Phils. For amazingly low office product prices. Buy the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play big money. The new instant game for the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsibly. And buy Acura. Acura. Advance. Ross Detweiler still warming up as we go to the bottom of the 6th. That's because his base hit. And then the force play at second slowed him from getting back to the dugout to get his glove. And he'll face Francisco, Ruiz, and Lee. I wonder if they'll pinch hit for Lee. I guess if they get runners in scoring position, they might. But he's pitched well enough where he deserves the lead. But the Phillies trail at 2-0. He's allowed 9 hits tonight, Sarge, but he also is close to double digits in strikeouts.
Yeah, you know, the guy's got to be able to give up 1 or 2 runs and still be able to, you know, win the ball game. But when team's not hitting as a whole. Right now, only 2 hits up to this point, only to the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, it's the 202nd consecutive sellout during the regular season for the Phils. We start the bottom of the 6th. Francisco will lead it off. Phillies with just 2 hits. And Francisco has one of those hits. Off the glove of Detweiler, and that probably helped him. 1-4-3 on the putout. I think Espinosa might have gotten to it anyway because he was shading over there, but it definitely slowed it up. Yeah. And made it an easier play.
Would have been a tough play for him. That ball hit it right up the middle. You're right. He was shaded over there. Maybe might have made a play on that ball. Top spin on it. You can see how that ball right out in front of the plate. He did deflect the ball going over to second base.
Ruiz again hits one back to the middle, deflected by Detweiler, this time to the shortstop Desmond. 1-6-3. It's not supposed to be that easy, so.
No, not that easy, although he is putting the glove on the ball, slowing it down. That ball had a chance to get up the middle there, and that was more of a line drive type, and that one deflected right to the shortstop.
Detweiler has faced the minimum tonight. He's allowed 2 hits, but each time the Phillies got a hit, he was able to get a double play.
Yeah. Pretty good curveball. Hasn't thrown a lot of breaking balls. Fastballs he's been throwing. Change up.
And he retires the side in order. He gets a strikeout. 2 ground outs off his glove and a strikeout of Lee. We're through 6 here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies still try to figure out Ross Detweiler as we go to the 7th. The Nationals up 2.
Well, here's a Verizon Wireless game summary. The Phillies offense is still non-existent. They're not able to do anything tonight with Ross Detwiler. In fact, they've gone down basically in order. They have 2 hits, but a couple double plays in there. And, Cliff Lee's pitched a good ball game. He's given up some hits tonight, though, and he cannot get Danny Espinosa out. Was he 7 for 9 off?
Well, it happens. I mean, sometimes there are guys that just see other guys.
Yep, they just hit you.
Jason Worth leads it off. Grounds one foul.
And it doesn't matter where. He hits him hard. He hits him soft. He got an infield hit. All kinds of stuff.
Worth is hitless in 3 at-bats.
Gives up a hit to the pitcher to score a run. Just another strange game they're going through right now.
To right center field. That's pretty well hit. Victorino's not going to get there. It's going to take a hop off the top of the wall. Francisco will play it back in. And Worth's at second with a leadoff double. Well, time now to take a look at our Mazda leaders. Home runs, career home runs here at Citizens Bank Park. And there's Jason Worth. That wasn't a home run, but he is in the top 5 with 52 here at the ballpark. Ryan Howard, of course, leads the way. Then Chase Utley. Pat Burrell. Well, he may have hit his last one at Citizens Bank Park.
He's having a lot of problems with his foot.
Ryan Zimmerman takes way outside. 1-0. Justin DeFreitas is throwing in the bullpen for the Phillies.
Yeah, Lee's up to 100 pitches, and just not one of those precision nights that we've seen him have hitting around, getting hit around a little bit tonight, and they're just not going to leave their starters out there to take to roll up a tremendous pitch count. There you go, over 100 with 103 now.
Zimmerman tonight is singled. He's reached on an error by Rollins, and in the second at bat he grounded out to Polanco. Nearly 90,000 people for both games of this day-night doubleheader today. 90,000.
Yep, just like last week when I had the split.
And a call, strike 3. Zimmerman thought it was high. Home plate umpire Jeff Kellogg liked it a lot. It's the 9th strikeout of the night for Cliff Lee.
Yeah, that's the thing about him. He's given up 10 hits and he has 9 strikeouts. This is a curveball. Zimmerman thinks it's high. He may have had a point. Well, he's not going to argue too much, I guess. Now you got to watch Worth in second. Nobody knows that better than Utley. This one, Worth likes to steal third base. Yeah, he thought that was ball 4.
He still thinks that.
Oh, yeah. He didn't do a whole lot out there in the field, but he's barking now. He's a real competitor, that guy, and a heck of a player. Worth getting that huge lead off second base. He's He's tried it 5 times this year. He made it 5.
Curveball whacked foul past Bo Porter. And it's 1-2. He's only been caught 3 times in his career trying to steal third.
How about that? Well, his timing on it has always been really good.
And hard towards shortstop. That'll get through. Worth had a hold, thinking there might be a chance that Rollins could come up with it. And it's first and third. Second hit of the night from Morse. That's 11 hits for the Nationals. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com.
You have to think they're getting close to going and getting him.
Probably want him to try to get through the 7th if they can, to
right.
give him a chance to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely would like him to finish this inning so you could start fresh with somebody else out of your bullpen in the 8th. But you know, the guy on deck, if he comes up, Espinosa, they might make a change.
Just to give him a different look?
Well, to get Lee out of the game at a point where his pitch count's really high, with a guy coming up, he doesn't get out.
The throw behind Worth, and it hits him, and it goes into foul territory. Another run is going to score. I think that hit Worth right on the shoulder.
Did he holding that arm down? He's hurt.
And that's the 3rd error of the night for the Phillies. I think they had him too with a good throw.
They did have him, but you know, he's hurt. You could tell just the way that shoulder was hanging down. He went. I think he went back in fair territory the way you're supposed to.
Oh, that may have hit him right on the elbow or the arm.
He put the elbow up to protect himself more than anything, I think, and it hit him right on the elbow. No wonder his arm was hanging down.
Popped him up. Mayberry into foul territory. Now into fair territory. Makes the catch. Espinosa just took a peek into the Phillies dugout, but nope. With Morse on second.
Well, they could always walk him and go after Marrero, who he struck out and popped up a couple times.
See how they approach him. Looks like they're going to go after him. Freitas has been throwing for a little while now, so he's ready to go. 1-2 the count. This will be the 119th pitch.
His ball strike ratio is really good. They've hit him a little bit here tonight.
But yet he's only allowed 3 runs.
Right. And the Phillies, their defense has been awful. I shouldn't say awful, but it's been a little bit shaky behind them.
1-2 pitch. Grounded to third. And Polanco takes a tough hop and hit the lip of the grass. Throws out Espinosa. Lee is through 7. A run scores for the Nationals. It's an unearned run. Because of the error to Carlos Ruiz, the Phillies have committed 3 errors tonight. The top of the order will lead it off after we stretch. Here's the question one more time. Name the last Phillies player to have 8 hits in a doubleheader.
How about Richie Ashburn?
Boy, that was fast. You didn't even ask for any kind of hint or anything like that.
It is. See, remember I told you that I knew he had. And did you said that he say much about? No, because he had so many hits.
Yeah,
but
that's pretty good though. 8 for 10.
Oh well, 2 batting. I didn't know if anybody had done it since Whitey, but I knew Whitey did it.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans as Rick Ankiel takes over in center. Top of the order is up for the Phillies. Jimmy Rollins takes a strike. Well, Ross Detweiler has been good tonight. He's allowed just 2 hits. And it's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's hard to tell right now.
Yeah.
Whether everybody's really good or they're struggling. It's probably a combination. This guy said at the start of the game, I mean, he has a lot of ability. He could be really good someday if he could put it together.
Rollins hits it down the right field line. Gomes is over there. And he makes the catch. 1 away. Now get Philly Sports on the go. Be the first to know everything about your favorite teams right from the palm of your hand. Your teams right now. Download the free CSN Sports app today. Oh, there's the online coach for CSNPhilly.com. It looks like he's trying to get that person to understand how you download the new app. Kid behind him is very in tune to what's going on as well.
Yeah. Looks pretty easy.
Here's Placido Polanco. Takes a strike. So you do this, you do this, you punch in this. It's pretty easy. And then you can get everything that Jim Salisbury has to say about the Phillies.
Jimmy has a lot of good information. Give it to some kid about 10 years old and they'll have it done in 30 seconds. It's amazing the way young people can work that stuff. It's like second nature to them.
Outside, 2-1. By the way, that pitch by Detweiler, that was his 60th. And that's the app right there. Oh, that's not the app. That looks like the at-bat app.
It does. Looks like a Fenway Park scoreboard.
Yeah. It's pretty neat.
60 pitches, you're right. I didn't think about that. That's ridiculous. That's just making it too easy. Look at that.
So, saw Ross Detweiler's pitch count on that app.
Yeah, he's got it too. It's official. Didn't even notice that. Didn't realize, that he had been getting it done without a whole lot of trouble. But 60 pitches in this ballpark in the 7th inning. I don't know that anybody's ever done that.
Not that I can remember.
I mean, that's like Greg Maddux might be able to do something like that in his prime, because he would get so many outs fast.
Outside, 3-2.
They haven't even run that many deep counts on him, obviously, with that pitch count, or foul balls off.
4 3-ball counts. Even with that, this is just the 63rd pitch of the night.
Wow, he walked
ball
somebody.
4. Well, he's no longer faced the minimum. He's allowed 2 hits, and after those 2 hits, he's rolled a double play ball.
Yeah.
Now he allows his first walk of the night.
So heaven forbid he rolls another double play ball and be back to facing the minimum. Getting a little wild away right now, opening up a little bit fast, and Ramos is going to go out and talk to him. You see everything the right-handed hitter's starting to sail, and that's normally a sign when a pitcher starts to open up like that. Maybe they're getting tired. In his case, he shouldn't be tired, you wouldn't think, with that pitch count. It's not hot here.
They do have Todd Coffey starting to warm up in the pen.
Yeah. I mean, they know their guy, and maybe this is a point in the game where they have to start to watch him a little bit.
One ball, no strikes, the count. Polanco leads off first.
This Coffey, one of the few guys that didn't get into the game in the first game today. One of their veteran guys.
Ooh.
Well, he was swinging early, and Shane tried to stop the swing, and lucky he didn't hurt himself. Right there, he's starting to swing, then he realizes it's a ball, and then loses his balance there at the end. Boy, there's a lot going on there for a check.
Fly ball, right center field. And Keel has a beat on it to put it away for the second out.
Pretty good change up there, and he got him out front.
Last week, the Phillies had a day-night doubleheader. They swept it from the Marlins. Today, they've lost game 1, and now they trail game 2, 3-0. They just lost their first 4-game series of the year. That was to the Cardinals.
Yeah, they're in a little bit of a funk right now. They lost 7 out of 10. And of course, they clinched in the middle of all that, and now they're just trying to get some kind of rhythm back. By the end of the week, Ryan Howard will be back. Hunter Pence, they said, is fine. They're just giving him this game off. He tweaked the knee a little bit. But, he'll be back. So, they're probably going to start playing a regular lineup and then get it going a little bit, hopefully.
To the count to Utley. In the dirt. And it's 1-2. Utley will be followed by John Mayberry, who's on deck. Tommy Milone, game 1 starter. Malone and Kyle Kenrick both pitched well. Neither fared in the decision, but he kept the Phillies offense off balance. No runs over 6. 2-2 the count to Utley.
Still throwing his fastball 95. Malone was just the opposite kind of pitcher. I think he topped off about 88 in the first game.
Got Utley. Oh boy. I think it got him right on the hand. I say that only because he had the hand stretched out. Phillies have a couple of base runners, and the Nationals are trying to decide what to do here.
Well, they got nailed with a 3-run home run in the first game to tie it up, and right now they got a left-hander pitching to a right-hander, Mayberry, with coffee up, and here's your answer probably. Well, Davies running out there. Where's this hit him?
Oh, in the elbow.
Yeah.
So he was stretching his hand out because he probably got the funny bone a little bit.
Yeah, that's a lot better than getting hit on the hand. John Lannon, who pitches here tomorrow night, broke his hand a few years ago. The manager runs out like that, that normally doesn't mean there's going to be a pitching change. And it's a first trip to the mound. Showing confidence in his young left-hander right now. Let him face a guy like Mayberry, who could tie it up with 1 swing.
First time tonight the Phillies have had 2 base runners on in 1 inning. And they've done so without a hit.
This is the spot where they tied it up in the first game.
To right field, Gomes is there. So the Phillies did get a couple base runners. They leave 2. No runs, no hits, 2 left. It's the first time Detweiler's been above the minimum as we go to the 8th. Guide you to the loan that's right for you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Jeep brand, we don't just make SUVs, we make history. And by Xfinity, only from Comcast, the official HD triple play provider of the Phillies. Ross Detweiler, well, he has to be all smiles. 7 innings tonight, scoreless innings. He's allowed 2 hits and only 4 base runners. And Justin DeFreitas is appearing now in his second ball game as a major leaguer. Won an inning against the Cardinals on Sunday night, and he gave up a long fly ball in his first at bat to the fence in center field.
First pitch?
On the first pitch. Lance Berkman said, you know what, he's going to fire a fastball and I'm going to get ready for it.
Yeah, and the park held it, and DeFreitas, the look on his face was priceless.
Jason Worth, we're told, has an elbow contusion. He's listed as day-to-day.
Boy, that had to hurt. Yeah, Jason looked like he took that flush on the elbow, and Carlos Ruiz threw a seed down there trying to pick him off third base.
Chris Marrero is going to lead it off against Justin DeFreitas. One thing about Jason, you know, he was injured a lot during the early part of his career, but with the Phillies, he was durable.
Yeah, it's hard to play, but it would be hard to play when you get hit on the elbow like that, though. That affects everything, throwing, hitting. You could tell the way his shoulder went, you know, he had his shoulder down when he was coming down third base after the ball went down the line, that he was really hurt.
0-1, towering fly ball to left, playable for Ibanez. So 1 away here in the 8th. Wilson Ramos is due up. We go back to our Ask the Booth segment. Philly Phillies, hashtag Ask the Booth. What are the pros and cons of Worley being in the bullpen in the postseason? Simply Alex 1019. I don't know if there are any cons. I think the pro is that he's shown that he can do it, and he certainly is durable enough to bounce back from day to day. I think he can warm up quickly, and I think his ball has enough movement on it, both his fastball and his slider, that he could be helpful out of the pen.
And he's shown he's a strikeout pitcher.
Yeah.
And every manager likes strikeouts out of the bullpen.
Would you agree, though, there are not any cons to it? I think it's an asset to have him.
Can't think of one. You know, it's not like you're going to disrupt his rhythm as a starting pitcher, because he's not going to be a starting pitcher the rest of the year. If you were to remember early in the year when they were taking him back and forth in roles,
right,
it did disrupt it. And, of course, that wouldn't be the case in postseason because he's not going to start.
1 ball and 1 strike to count to Ramos.
At least the way you draw it up, he's not going to start.
And the other part of it is that he is wide open to it. You know, he's at the point now where he just wants to contribute, and he's had a great rookie year.
Young player, happy to be in the major leagues and doing the things that he's doing, so he's fine.
I think there's a good chance they lean on him a lot too in the postseason. We'll see. Over to shortstop, Rollins to his left, a step or two.
Freddie threw a couple breaking balls there that were pretty good, and his fastball has a little more life to it tonight.
And Detweiler will bat here in the 8th.
Yeah, so he has a chance to have a nice clean inning here.
One of the things about the postseason is what Charlie and Rich Doobie are going to do with the number of pitchers, particularly in the first round. It's a best of 5, and you know, sometimes there's different theories on how you approach it.
Yeah,
do you do 3 starters or 4 starters?
You don't need as many pitchers maybe, and you get an extra man.
Fly ball to right. And DeFreitas, if Francisco could put this away, and he does, has an easy 8th inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Nationals. The bottom third taken care of. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Phillies with just 2 hits. They trail at 3-0. social event at Citizens Bank Park. The ballpark offers a variety of unique spaces and on-site catering available year-round for many types of functions, both large and small. Take advantage of all the ballpark has to offer. Tours, Fanavision usage. Call the special events department at 215-218-5100. Bottom of the 8th here at Philly. Phillies trail at 3-0. In the American League, the Yankees are shutting out the Rays 5-0. Red Sox have taken the lead over the Orioles 5-4 in the 5th. Meanwhile, in the National League, games of significance. Atlanta leads Florida 4-0, and the Mets lead the Cardinals 4-1. Now we head back to Ask the Booth at Phillies. Hashtag Ask the Phillies. Can you show us the video of Hunter flying into the clubhouse to cheer us up? That is funny. Yeah. That's from Hamels Rollins. Well, here you go, everybody. Look out, Wheels.
Man, he was coming fast. I don't know where he was headed. Look at him.
Look at his eyes.
All I knew was I was getting out of the way.
He did that a couple of times.
You could hear him coming.
He's like a tailback.
Fast. Big.
There he is. He's taking tonight off. He hasn't taken an inning or a game off for the Phillies since he arrived until tonight. Ibanez, Francisco, and Ruiz. That's funny. He shows the video to cheer us up.
That was good. Well, I hope it worked. Ask and you shall receive.
1-0 to Ibanez.
Well, the bullpen up as the inning begins. Detweiler's there's Rodriguez. He can really throw hard. His pitch count is really low, but they want him to leave on a positive note.
Foul territory, third base side. Zimmerman might have a play. He does. Ross Detweiler is making it look extremely easy tonight. And here's Ben Francisco. Line drive to left, a base hit for the Phillies. Their first hit sets the fourth.
Yeah, a little derisive cheer goes up, which is certainly understandable. And that's it.
81 pitches. Davey Johnson's going to the bullpen. He just signaled for Henry Rodriguez. So Ross Detweiler goes 7 1/3 tonight, and he has allowed 3 hits. And that's going to be it for him. So we've got an AT&T call to the bullpen here at Citizens Bank Park. The lefty Detweiler exits. The right-hander Henry Rodriguez is coming in. The Phillies trail it by 3 here in the bottom of the 8th. Without going personalities to be Phillies ball girls. Submit a 2-minute DVD highlighting your softball experience and why you should be considered. Send it to the Phillies, Citizens Bank Park, 1 Citizens Bank Way, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 19148. Attention ball girl applicant. Must be 18 years old. Deadline for submissions October 1st. Here's Henry Rodriguez. Carlos Ruiz, the hitter. With a runner at first, Phillies down 3-0.
They'll get some fastballs now.
Ross Gload is out on deck. Rodriguez is powered down to 97 on that first pitch.
He's got a great arm, this guy. Might be better off hitting off a guy like this. You know, last night they woke up when Mott came into the game, who's a really hard thrower. Sometimes guys are better off against a guy throwing a good hard fastball than, you know, a pitcher out there has the ability to change speeds. Sometimes. Depends on how hard he throws and where he throws it. He's a little late. It's only 99.
Fouled another one off at 99.
All fastballs at this point.
And he comes back with a slider. 2 outs.
That's not fair.
Particularly when you can throw it for strike. There are a lot of times when Rodriguez can't throw it for strike.
And when he has 2 strikes on a hitter, he doesn't even have to throw it for a strike. They're going to swing at it because they're so geared to getting started. You know, you got to get started quick on a guy like this. Get going early, and then when he gets ahead and throws a breaking ball like that, you're going to be way out in front and miss him. Phillies have scored in 1 inning in this day-night doubleheader. 1 inning.
3 runs in the 7th in the first game on a home run.
Not only they just scored 3 runs in this doubleheader in 1 inning.
Down and away.
It's not like they're not trying, but people say, well, they don't look real good. Well, you never look good making outs and right turns. And, they're having one of those little things right now.
Now, fortunately, they've wrapped up the division and home field.
Exactly.
But they just have to try to figure it out as the year winds down.
And it's not like they say, we'll just shut it down, turn it off in the playoffs. Guys don't think like that.
So we hit to the right side. Espinosa will take the hop. And the Phillies leave one over at first. So Henry Rodriguez comes in to help out Ross Detweiler. No runs, a hit, 1 man left. We are through 8. We go to the 9th. Second game of this day-night. Before he came in, he probably had a little Powerade. Powerade Ion 4. Focus, hustle, hydrate, and believe. Jason Worth is back on the bench, and as we said, he has contusion to his elbow, and he is day to day. David Herndon's 1-3, a 3.48 earned run average. And he'll face the top of the order. It'll be Ian Desmond, Rick Ankiel, and Ryan Zimmerman. So quickly 0-2. Herndon's pitched well lately. His earned run averages we showed you down to 3.48. And his outings have been quiet. You know, he's been in here or there, but anytime he's been thrown in there, he's put together some pretty good numbers. His earned run average in his last 31 appearances, not counting that strikeout, is 2.06.
Well, they ask a lot of him in those games in Florida. They seem like a long time ago, but you know, he was really one of the last men standing in that Sunday afternoon game. You know, he finally lost it, and he had pitched the night before too when he threw all those homers, and you kick that stuff out of there and his numbers are even better.
Yeah, when he pitches more than one inning, his earned run average is 1.72. Now, unless the Phillies tie it, this is going to be just a one-inning appearance. Even if they tie it, it won't be Herndon in the 10th probably. To right field, Ben Francisco is there. 2 quick outs. Tonight marks the 25th game in 23 days for the Phillies. Remember, we talked about 33 and 31, so it's winding down.
Well, they're finished with doubleheaders now after tonight. All that rain that caused the 2 make-up doubleheaders, that's over now.
Phillies are 15-9 during that stretch. And that includes, losing 7 of 10.
Right. They have been so good all year, and they have really not hit many stretches where they look kind of flat and dead like this. People get upset, they're annoyed, and we don't like watching it either. But normally it happens a lot during a season, 2, 3, 4 times. This year has just been remarkable how consistently good they have been.
2-0 the count to Zimmerman, and it's low, ball 3. Well, that's a credit to the 2 out hits that we've talked about, but also the starting pitching. Starting pitching has been so good.
And the guys that have come in and filled in for injured play. There's so many things that have gone this year that you look back on and say, wow, it has been special. It's just unusual not to have these little, as Fergosi would have called them, Jimmy Fergosi, little mix-ups. There you Storen again, huh?
Threw a lot of pitches in the first game.
Yeah.
And ball 4 to Zimmerman. He's aboard with a 2-out walk.
He did not have an easy 9th inning, to say the least. There he is, guy who was groomed to be a closer. 2 really good young closers in the league right now, in Kimbrel and Storen, and they're both in this division. 2 young guys. They're not real big, but they have really good stuff. They throw hard. That's been one of the differences, I think, for Herndon this year. He has a much better slider. That pitch right there has some tilt to it. A little tougher for right-handed hitters. Another one. You see Morse lunging at it.
Got him. A sinker. Down and in. Second strikeout for Herndon. The 11th overall for Phillies pitching. One last chance for the Phillies when we come back in the bottom of the ninth, and it looks like it's Drew Storen one more time. One of the bright spots for the Nationals this year has been their rookie second baseman, Danny Espinosa. He is part of our W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
Yeah, he has hit some home runs off the Phillies this year, off their big guys, too. Cliff Lee's hit 3 off Cliff now, and he's hit some long ones off. Pulled a couple in a game in Washington. That one he hit into the bullpen to the right of the 398 out in deep right center field. And that is our WB Mason delivery of the game. There is Danny Espinosa, who has really hurt the Phillies this year with a long ball.
Brian Bixler comes on to play left field for the Nationals. They make a couple of defensive switches. Roger Bernardina's out in right field. And the new pitcher is Drew Storen, who picked up his 39th save in Game 1. And he's going after his 40th save. He'd be the first National/Expos pitcher to reach 40 saves since Chad Cordero, who had 47 one season.
Yeah, about using him twice tonight. You know, they want to win these games. He's their best, and they surely like to get him to 40 saves.
Threw a lot of pitches in the first game.
Yeah.
Phillies threatened in that first game. He threw 24 pitches. You know, in this day and age, I don't know what's a lot and what's not, and when a guy should or shouldn't come back. I guess it's up to the guy.
Yeah.
And I guess he felt like his arm was strong enough to do it. Maybe he'll be erratic. Let's see. Rollins leads it off. And he takes a slider for strike one. Give him credit, though. Haven't seen him throw many changeups. That was a changeup there. Line drive toward right field, and Bernardina makes the sliding grab. Boy, Rollins hit that one right on the nose.
Yeah, they just put him in the game, and well, he made a nice play on that. Looked like he was going to misjudge it at first, and then took it right off the turf. The ball is hit really hard. Good play. Off the foot of Polanco. My caramba. I mean, Utley getting hit in the elbow. Ruiz having that problem earlier, although he stayed in the ball game. Pence hurting his knee in the first game. That ball off the foot of Polanco. Eesh. And that's not a fun way to end the night. And that one hurt too, and hopefully he's okay. Mark Anderson's going to come out and check it out. Right off the instep, it looks like.
Well, looks like he says he's okay.
I know where the next pitch is coming. Fastball in, probably. Guys are really beaten up by this time of the year. A lot of them, especially their feet like that, from hitting balls, foul balls off them. Yep, right back in there again. And to Polanco's credit, he swings at it. Sometimes guys do not want to swing again after they've done that to themselves.
0-2 the count to Polanco with one out here in the bottom of the ninth. It's 3-0 Washington. Slices it the other way. Drew Storen was a closer in college. He's been a closer in the majors.
Yeah, that's
closers in the minors.
Didn't used to bring guys up necessarily to be a closer in the major leagues, but there's more and more of that going on now because the job's so important.
He has an odd delivery where it almost looks like his foot gets stuck as he's ready to lift it. His front foot.
Get a little Rob Nen in him. Rob Nen used to do that little stutter step. That was unique to Nen. Boy, he was good for a while.
And a slider called strike 3. Phillies down to their final out.
Pretty good breaking ball. Gripping a slider there, really hides it with the glove and on the inside part of the plate for call third.
Polanco retired for the second out. Here's Victorino. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. And Shane takes a strike. Cliff Lee tonight, 3 runs, 2 earned. 9 strikeouts, 11 hits. And it's 0-2 to Victorino. So the Phillies down to their final strike. Tomorrow, 7:05 here at the ballpark. Vance Worley against John Lannon. Thursday, the final game. Brad Peacock against Roy Oswalt.
Hey, Peacock's got a good arm. Good looking young pitcher, right-hander.
0-2 the count to Victorino. And the pitch coming from Storen. Got him. Slider swung on it, missed. Storen picks up his 40th save of the season, his second today. The Phillies managed 3 runs in 19 innings of baseball today at Citizens Bank Park. And for the 12th time in their last 13 games, they've been held to 3 runs or less. So the Nationals sweep a day-night doubleheader from the Phillies. They do so in the nightcap by a final score of 3-0. Drew Storen was part of the story, but the big storyline, the guy that receives all the headlines, is Ross Detweiler, our Chevrolet player of the game.
Yeah, he was really good here tonight. He went 7 1/3 innings, just 3 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, bunch of double plays. Had retired the Phillies in order throughout a number of innings up through the 6th inning with the double plays, and even got a base hit. Well, here's a double right there by Desmond, and then the base hit right there by Detweiler. He scores Espinosa, and he did a lot of things well here tonight, and he deserved to win the game. And he's also our Chevrolet player of the game. That's left-hander Ross Detweiler.
So Detweiler's now 3-5. Drew Storen picked up his 40th save of the year. The Nationals sweep a day-night doubleheader from the Phillies. Cliff Lee suffers the loss. The Phillies shutout here tonight at Citizens Bank Park. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.